Hello and welcome back to Bump Love. We're back again with our conversation on respecting your children. And today, joining us to help us understand what this is a wonderful guest, Olga Ajiri. She is a biblical believer. She's also a parenting coach, and she has impacted over 500 parents with parenting content, coaching, training, and simply doing life with them. So if that is an area that you feel like you need support, Olga is here for you. She's also a wife and a mother to four lovely children. Olga is joining us to continue this discussion on respecting your children. So Olga, welcome first of all. Welcome. In the previous episode, we were saying how, we are conditioned to respect older people or older folk, people who are older than us, or people who have a sense of authority in a particular subject or matter because they can speak authoritatively on it. What does respecting children mean? Is that something that parents need to be thinking on or considering? What does respecting children mean?
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yay!
Yes. I love to parent. I enjoy it. It's a passion. It doesn't come easy, but I still enjoy it, even when we are fighting. I'm also passionate about discipleship, and I think that discipleship starts in the home, and it starts with parenting.
Oh, yeah.
So any adult that you see walking around, including all of us ladies, is that we were parented.
Yeah.
And so we were conditioned in a certain way.
Yeah.
We were led in a certain way. And that's why we are who we are.
Okay.
And so respecting children is not necessarily different from respect in adults. It's not different at all. It is that the reason why we think it's different is because of our current situation now. But respect is any human being needs to be respected.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to be respected.
Yeah.
One of the core things that needs of anybody, every person needs to feel heard, seen, and valued.
Yeah.
I just think about a passage in the Bible. I think about the Bible because really that's what informs my life. That's what that's how I interpret life. And that's how my perspectives are formed by the scriptures. And one of the things that really encourages me, especially when I was really heavy and pregnant, and when you're like, I'm done with this, I'm tired, let the baby come, is Genesis 16. It talks about a lady called Haggai. And Haggai is running away from her mistress, and she feels like, I wish I could die. She reaches that desert place where she says, I wish I could die.
Yeah.
And then the Bible says that God revealed to her, he revealed himself to her as the God who sees. That's the first time in the scriptures that we see God revealing himself as a God who sees. And everybody wants to be seen.
Yeah.
That's why some people come late for functions so that you can see me. That's why some people sit at the front. No, not everybody. Some people want to get the attention and understand what's going on.
Yeah.
But it's just we want to be seen. We also want to be heard.
Yeah.
I was at a function yesterday and somebody said that every politician doesn't want to hear anything. They were training MPs and the MPs were not listening to everybody wanted the microphone. And I felt like, those are children who are not heard. And so when you're not heard, it's like you have to fight to be heard.
Yeah.
And so respect, what does respect look like? Training your children that they too can be heard. And what does it mean? That you kneel down to the child's level, eye level. Yeah. And when you do that, what happens is that then the child feels like you're not talking down at them, that you're at their level.
Yeah.
Remember that every adult needs to be heard as well.
Yeah.
So when you walk in and your house help has not done something, do you give them an opportunity to explain or do you write them off? So it's, am I being seen? The child feeling like I'm seeing mommy, when you're on your phone or your computer or you're talking to a friend, can you stop and say, I hear you, Omega. Can I get back to you? Is it urgent? Is it possible to stop? So if you came from a family where that was not done, we sort of have to reparent ourselves. And I feel like I have had to reparent myself in a lot of things.
That's
To undo, to acknowledge it, to acknowledge that you believed a lie, that you can't stop, and now you can actually stop and practice. And that you need to replace it with the truth that you were not heard, but you need to learn to hear other people. And so it's a tough space. It's a tough space because we came from most people came from a domineering parent.
Yes.
When you have a domineering parent, their word is written in stone. It is law. And so why we struggle with respect for children is that we are afraid. We are afraid that we will compromise. We will compromise the standard of obedience. We'll compromise the boundaries. Yeah.
And that's that's actually what I wanted to ask you, because parents, myself inclusive, are concerned that respecting children might blur the lines of authority. So, and yes, and you rightfully pointed it out. That means it's a valid concern. So how do you really balance that to maintain your authority as a parent, as a leader, and yet also be able to respect your children? How do you do that dance? How do you balance that out?
It is that you need to grow into being a loving parent, at the same time a firm parent. You're not changing goalposts all the time. Because when you change goalposts, you're confusing the child. If you say, if you don't switch off your phones now, I will take them tomorrow, then kindly take them tomorrow. And I'm talking for older kids. But there might be children who, if you don't get up right now, I'm giving you 5 minutes. And I think that's respect when you say I'm giving you 5 minutes. You're helping them to wind up whatever they're winding up. If you say, I'm giving you 5 minutes to go to the table, it's dinner time, and they don't, what do you do at that point? What you do at that point is so critical that if you don't take care of that situation, that's when the fear keeps growing. But if the child knows that you're predictable, you know that mommy is going to follow through. Friends, I want you to know following through is not easy. It isn't. It really isn't, ladies, because sometimes you'd rather let it pass, but it comes back biting at you. Because by the time you now say, please get up, you're angry. Rather to deal with it then, when you're not angry, when you're not using a normal tone, and then the child obeys you, knowing there's a consequence. But if a child cannot attach a consequence to their bad behavior, to their lack of discipline, to not obeying you, then it's difficult. It's difficult. You have confused them. It is like you went to a workspace and there is a human resource manual. And then along the way, they keep changing the human resource policy.
It's like, what are we on?
What are we on? These guys, they told us that we are entitled to some medical help. Now, in the middle, we can give only half of your children. So that's a confusion that happens in the children's mind. But children want parents that are disciplined, that are will follow through. Because in the workspace, if you perform well, there are rewards. And if you don't perform well, there are no rewards. So when a child understands that you respect your word, they will take you by your word. So for me, the first thing is really following through. Follow through. Then how do you discipline? How do you discipline in such a way that you are sure you're not going to compromise those boundaries? Because we are dealing with fear now. We're dealing with the thing behind the thing that is a real thing. The thing behind the thing that is a real thing is my fear as a parent. But you want respect. Also me, I want respect. The child wants respect.
We all
but
want
I am afraid that, what's a Luganda word? Ojja kumanyira. Sagala bamanyira. And really that's where the domineering parent might come in. It's not that the domineering parent doesn't love their children. They love their children. The permissive parent also loves their children. The negligent parent also loves their children. The firm and loving parent loves their children. The thing is, I have to work, so I'll neglect you. But it's not that I don't love you.
love
It's
you.
that I don't know any better.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if someone shows me, I will do it. Or the permissive parent who gives you everything, gifts everything, whatever you
Rewards
want.
everywhere.
And perhaps the permissive parent has come from a place where it was too authoritarian,
Growing
that
up.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they
Yeah.
let it loose.
Yeah.
So, but when we understand the boundaries and the child understands that when I disobey, I get one hard stock on my bum. And then when I rebel, because there's disobedience and then there's rebellion.
Yeah.
Because rebellion has something to do with stamping your feet,
Yeah.
banging the door, shouting, "I'm not your friend, mommy!" and throwing down the toy. That's rebellion.
Yeah.
And then there is a repetition where this child is actually not only rebelling once, they're doing it over and over
again. Yes.
So repetitively, it means that for me, I spank one for discipline. So if a little child put their finger maybe in the socket, and you know this is a life and death situation, you want to spank that child a hard one, so that in their memory, the brain records that every time I do this, this is what happens.
Yes.
Then they'll stop. That's a boundary you created. So we disrespect our children when we don't have boundaries. Yeah.
Yes.
When the boundaries are there, you will not be afraid to accord to a value to value them.
Yeah, to
You'll
hear
not
them.
be afraid to see them.
Yeah.
To say you're very smart today. You dressed up quickly. You ate your breakfast. Yeah. Let's clap for him.
Yeah.
You know, you not be afraid to do that. I said, if I clap for him, he will get a big head. I've been to someone's home where I say, your daughter is so pretty, and my heart is all going out, and she says, Tomubulida, don't Tomwana. And I'm thinking, why? And she's
That's
saying
full.
that, kaja kwewulira, inaja kweragirako. In my mind, I'm like, where did that come from?
Yes. It came from somewhere.
Where did that come from? That if I shower you with praise, then I'm stepping the boundaries.
Yeah.
It comes from the fact that perhaps I don't balance calling you out.
And
The fear.
praising you,
Yeah,
yes.
I don't balance it from calling you out for a mistake you have made to praising you.
Yeah.
So it's not balanced with the rewards and consequences.
Yeah.
And then also, Rachel, may we say that respect can be misunderstood in this
Yes.
can I say this generation, because I'm not in your generation.
Please elaborate.
I think that respect is that I've been to shops where do you want this one? Do you want this dress? Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want? So in a sense, you're asking a child to make decisions that
you
are
should
inappropriate
make. Yeah.
for their age.
Yeah.
They don't have the maturity to make that decision. They don't know that they need to cover
What
their
you
bum
did
bum.
for school.
You understand what I mean? The decision you're giving them
Yeah.
is not appropriate for their age.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
hear
the
you.
only part of this generation
Yeah.
that makes a distinction between your generation and my
Yeah.
generation.
Yeah.
Is that we are not able to distinguish what is age appropriate. Should they be listening in to gossip? Should you even be gossiping? Should they be listening? Should they be watching this particular program?
Yeah.
But you're too tired, so you don't know what the program is. Like, come again, go downstairs and watch. And the thing is, then you see certain things, and we want to
Until
respect
you
your
hear them
idea.
and see them.
You want to see them.
So, is there value in demonstrating that you respect them, or is this just a modern day phenomenon? Like, which value there is there any value really?
There is every value, because I think that we were created for relationships.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so whenever you don't feel respected in a relationship,
That's a problem.
that is a problem.
That's true.
Yeah, if you find me in your little makeup bag using your makeup,
Without asking for permission.
Like what's happening here?
what's happening here? And so it's respect for people, it's respect for property, it's respect for the environment, it's respect for people's personal space. It's respect for older people. The scriptures talk about when you see an old, a gray-haired man stand up. And I've been to funerals where a young man is just sitting comfortably and an old man is standing there and the rain is hitting us. Nayenga, really, he's not aware of it. He's not being disrespectful, but he's not aware of it. So respect, I think, is learnt. It's learnt in homes. It's and then it goes out in the. I think there's a word even in the workspace. Insubordination. Insubordination. Where does that come from? It is that you have disrespected your senior. And so, is there value in it? Absolutely. Because you want your child to leave a seat for your auntie when your auntie visits.
True.
There is value in teaching, but it's taught. What I'm saying, it's taught, it's also modeled, it's talked about. So there is a lot of value because they'll respect their friend's property at school. They will not fight. They will not fight for a toy. They will know this is mine, this is yours. They will know how to catch the teacher's attention. So I think there's a lot of value for respect, a lot of value. And it doesn't come naturally.
For sure.
Because we are naturally selfish. It's taught. It's taught and caught by modeling.
Wow. So in the previous episode, we were talking about how we demonstrate respect to our children. But I feel like now that we have, a deeper understanding of what that means, how can parents, maybe someone that's watching now, think, I've just been authoritative, the whole firm and loving or permissible or negligent. How can parents demonstrate respect to their kids?
I think I usually start with myself, and I'm so aware of my disrespective tendencies. I think it's understanding what are the lies, what are the lies in your life that you have believed about disrespect and about respect. What does respect look like? Respect feels like I know Rachel and I didn't know her and I can come and just start talking to Rachel and
ignoring, you've dismissed her.
Those people,
they are there.
Those people who say hello to you because you're with Rachel and the day you're not with Rachel,
they won't say hello.
But it's not like they met you once. It's like they know you.
You know that those people are not aware of it. I know somebody personally who behaves like that at work, and when I told her about it, I told her that she wasn't aware, so I told her, let's watch you this. I'm going to tap you whenever it happens.
Whenever it happens, yes.
And then it happened like 6 times.
Wow.
And she said, and I'll tap and I'll say, you see now, you just came and you spoke to me and the other person did not exist.
Didn't exist,
Do you think that's right? She said, I didn't realize what I was doing.
So part of that, it comes from right from when they're toddlers. And they're walking through a mall. He said, you see that man? He's wearing a blue shirt. Just that.
To teach them to recognize people. Yes.
An electrician can come in the house and they're fixing something and you see your son passing. We're like,
what's happening?
I said, hi, please come back.
Come back.
Did you see somebody? So little things like that.
Oh, that's powerful.
The house brought food. Did you see her? Say thank you. Or she saw that there was no bread and she queried and did some cassava
for you,
and put it on the table and you guys just got and it's did you see her? Okay, did you see her work also? So the other thing is that we want to be seen, but we also want to see our work. We want someone to say, oh, you guys are Bumpy Love, you're doing a good job.
A good job,
So you want people to see you, but you want to see your performance also recognized, even in the workspace. So a child, the way that you can teach a child is for them to first see people, and then for them to acknowledge what those people have done for them. They brought them a yogurt. Thank you, mommy, for the yogurt. What do you say? Thank you, auntie, for the yogurt. Just saying bye-bye at a guard, you just imagine that you're going through a security checks. Just bye-bye. Bye-bye is acknowledging that wali wo muntu. Just that. And so, and that's why I started with the God who sees you.
Yeah.
Even when we don't see you, God sees you because you have his DNA. So those things are within us. We do them all the time.
Yeah.
But the question is whether we teach them to our children. It's being intentional and deliberate.
Yes.
And so for me, it's picking up, is respecting the space, you know, and so it's taking responsibility for people, for spaces, for their personal grooming. Somebody invites you, and then you decide, I'm just going to wear jeans for this wedding. By the way, you're laughing, but I have pictures in my wedding with
People wearing jeans.
I don't know what they were thinking, but they were certainly not. They were not going to the beach. They were coming to my wedding. A once in a lifetime opportunity for many of us. I'm sure many others are going to get married again, but you know, there are few. So I'm just saying that just respect people's function. If they say, you know, so you can tell your son you cannot dress like that. We're going to dress up like this. But if you've started off, your son said, do you want to wear this or you want to wear this? Do you want to wear this? Then the boundaries will be, if you've trained me to choose, make decisions when I don't know that okwanjula twambala wetuti, tugenda mu church twambala wetuti, tugenda mu beach, we dress up like this when we're going to the beach, we dress up like this when we're going to church or to the mosque. Everything is foundational on respect for authority. That respect comes from the issue of authority. Of hierarchy.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have to embed it with, can you respect authority? And the first authority in the home is mom and dad. Then the house helps. Then whoever else is working around you. Then with each other. You know. I'm like, man, I keep telling my son, man, practice on your sister in terms of how to treat a girl right. Because by the time you get to teenagehood, you'll be like this.
I like that.
If she says I don't like that, write it down that
And remember,
girls don't like this. It may be
Speaking for all of
specific,
us.
but it can be generic as well. Learn from that. And if you hear another girl at school saying, I don't like boys who do this, write it down. It's your opportunity to grow and to learn about girls. Because many boys, Mami, don't know about girls. They don't know. And they can pull like a joke on you which can keep in your head for 20 years. And so it's all boundaries. Boundaries around people, around girls, boundaries around cultures. You can't go to a Kwanjula in your suit. Please, just be late, but wear your suit and just show up. Yes, and I don't know, but it's Holy Communion in church. I see people with the line between your breasts all coming out, and you give me. I'm thinking, absolutely not, absolutely not. We are celebrating a covenant. We are saying this is the body, this is the blood, and
and today say God sees within.
God sees my heart.
God sees my heart.
If you go to the Old Testament and you see Aaron and the details of the things they had to wear, you know, they are not too far from the Muslims. No. It was the same culture. You will see that there was dressing that was particular. There was so many things. And so it is important that you're not asking her to choose the dress, to choose, because she doesn't know.
She has a preference.
And
she'll always
she has
choose the
been
preference.
watching YouTube, and she has been, and that's what she's seeing. And for you, you're seeing Auntie so and so, and you're seeing how she appears in public. So she's okay. You might say, Vanange, she's a little girl. She looks so cute. She looks so cute when she is naked, half naked, and all that. But when she's 15, when you start saying, take it off.
Exactly. Yes.
Take it off. You're confusing.
Then you change the
goalposts. Changing goalposts. And we don't like that in the workspace. Or you don't want your photographer to suddenly say, next week those let's just do 500,000 more. You don't want that. But you're doing that to a child. And so who wants your salary to be revised in the middle of the contract? We are 2 years in the contract. And then you're telling me that, you know what?
Now.
You get less.
I think it's time.
So I think that's what it is.
Wow. Thank you so much, Olga. I have been thinking about how to summarize in this outro, but I'm not going to try and summarize. You've said so much that is of value and just helped us put this thing called respect into context. There's a lot of foundational things that have been discussed. So please watch if you can take notes. But for me,
may I just interrupt you a little bit there?
Yes.
There is a way that the way I can summarize this is also to teach children how to appeal. There are courts of appeal, people. There is something like court of appeal because you see Paul appealing to Caesar. You see Daniel and his 3 friends appealing and saying, okay, if we eat vegetables, will you allow us to not eat all this choice food and be defiled? They appealed, but remember Babylon was, we have been training people all these years, so how do you just come in? Who are you? But appealing is something we appeal to. Okay, can we meet at 10?
Compromise.
Say, no, I can't make it at 10. Can we meet at 10:30? It's appealing is there's a proposal and you're prepositioning. And children, when you don't teach children how to preposition and how to appeal, what happens is that the frustration that the child goes through, and then the parent begins to feel disrespected. In turn, they disrespect the child. So one of the things that we do is to teach your children how to appeal. They can't appeal everything you say.
No.
Have dinner. No, mommy, I'm still playing. They can't appeal to everything. But appealing has to be age appropriate as well. And appealing has to be done in a respectful manner.
I like
Teach
that.
your children how to respect.
I like that.
If I give you 5 minutes, will you do this? Now appeal to mommy. Mommy, if you give me 5 minutes to play, can I do all my homework and finish it? And can I clean up my room? Can I pick up all my toys?
The preposition has to be of value also.
Yes, just how they do it. Because imagine your boss comes and tells you we have a meeting. I can't have this meeting at 2 o'clock because this and you think that they will. That is an appeal.
Yes.
There has to be respect. Has to be age appropriate. It has to be age appropriate.
Yes.
The appealing thing is critical in respect.
Wow. Thank you so much, Olga, for spending time here with us and teaching us about respect and preposition and setting a good foundation to teach respect, but in turn we are respecting our children as we teach them respect, creating those boundaries that they will not go over because they have seen you follow through. That's another thing that I have picked from our show today. Thank you very much. If this show, or rather if this episode has impacted you in some way, do let us know in the comments what your takeaway has been, and if you have picked something from what Olga has shared. Until next time, with love from Bump Love.